Caution, you are about to enter the no-spin zone. The factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thank you for watching us tonight. We now know how Barack Obama will govern, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. With the announcement today that President Obama will leave about 50,000 troops in Iraq after the bulk of U.S. forces are withdrawn in 2010, it is becoming clear that on foreign policy, the president will govern from the center. But it is also now certain that he is a far-left guy on domestic policy. The new budget is simply stunning. Mr. Obama wants to spend more money than at any time since World War II. Predictably, quasi-socialists like New York Times columnist Paul Krugman are delirious with joy. Here comes the nanny state, starring President Obama and Fran Drescher. Also, predictably, conservatives like Glenn Beck are outfitting caves in the mountains. The decline and fall of America is at hand. By the way, Mr. Beck will join us shortly. Talking Points cannot imagine any Republican senator, not one, supporting the massive budget. So it will have trouble getting passed. But the die has been cast. President Obama is all in, as they say, for a colossal change in American society. That change means the rich will support the poor. Americans who do not succeed will have their bills paid by people like me and people like Barack Obama when he becomes a private citizen again. Whining about paying other people's bills when I'm a rich guy. That's just downright mean, is it not? Well, that's how the far left is portraying it. Listen to this new commercial from some progressive loons.
An economy in crisis. A president determined to act. But what did Republican leaders say to President Obama's jobs and recovery plan?
No.
What did they say to 3.5 million jobs?
No.
What did they say to tax cuts for 95% of working Americans?
No.
So who are Republican leaders listening to?
I want him to fail.
Tell them America won't take no for an answer anymore.
Well, that's what passes for debate these days on the far left, running down anyone with whom they disagree. But as Talking Point said last night, President Obama is taking an enormous gamble, one that will affect all of our lives. He has audacity, no question, but the outcome is still mostly hope. And that is a memo. Now for our top story tonight, let's bring in Fox News analyst Newt Gingrich, who hosts the DVD Ronald Reagan Rendezvous with Destiny. He joins us now from Washington. Mr. Speaker, I want to take very specifically the main spending issues in not only the budget, but the bailout and the stimulus package and all of that. I mean, let's start with $13 trillion in debt, America's debt. We can't possibly pay that back. Am I correct?
Well, it'll take a long time and a very different budget strategy. But in all fairness, I see this as a Bush-Obama continuity. The big spending started last year with that very first supplement in the spring. There were two other huge bills last year. Obama's just continuing what literally is a policy that Bush and Obama have done. And I don't think it's going to work. I don't think you can spend your way to prosperity.
Okay. But $13 trillion, we can't pay it back. There's not enough money in the world to pay it back. So we have to say we're going to have we'll be a debtor nation until we're in the ground and decades past that. We got more than $650 billion now in this new budget for a health care fund. And I guess that money, that again comes from Newt Gingrich, Bill O'Reilly, other rich guys.
No, listen.
But it goes to pay people's health care bills that don't have insurance. That's where it goes, right?
Let me offer, though, something that may surprise you. Jim Frogue, who's our expert at the Center for Health Transformation on Medicare and Medicaid fraud, estimates that we could save between $85 billion a year and $120 billion a year by redesigning Medicare and Medicaid to eliminate the crooks. Now, that would mean you could actually meet all of President Obama's goal without touching anybody except crooks. And the challenge I have for the administration is, if we can find you the $640 billion without hurting any innocent person, do you ideologically need to go out and punish them anyway, or would you just be satisfied to get the money from crooks?
Well, they want income redistribution. That's what this is all about. They want to use that money for whatever they want, to give it to the folks who don't have it. That's why.
And I'm happy to redistribute the income from crooks back to honest people. I think they want to redistribute the money from successful people to poor people.
We don't have a health secretary because the Daschle was a crook on the taxpayer thing. So I don't know. Who knows what's going on? If passed, the budget raises America's debt to about $13 trillion. Obviously, we could never pay that off. So what does it all mean to you? With us now, Fox News and Fox Business anchor, Neil Cavuto. Come on, Cavuto, you're a genius. You're a financial genius, all right? At least that's what you tell me every day in the hallway.
Yes, because I want to manage your money, but go ahead.
People asking me in a deli today. I'm in Orlando's Deli out of Manhasset, Long Island. I'm getting a sandwich. And people coming up going, what does it mean? I don't know. I can't. What does it mean to the folks?
You know, I have to admit, I don't know.
Really?
I mean, this is a huge roll of the dice, Bill. We are placing our trust in government. We are spending this type of money, doubling down in blackjack terms with the deficit to try to make this work, and we just don't know. Usually spending doesn't work.
Look, you and me, we're going to get hammered. Hey, the big guy.
Not me. I just found out all their anchors here are getting paid. But
you're going to get hammered, Cavuto. You do 18 shows. You do a show on Fox News,
yeah, but
Fox
my
Business.
cost per show is way less.
You're going to get hammered.
Well, that's just it. A lot of people are going to get hammered. And what I always tell people,
do you mind that? Do you mind?
Absolutely.
You don't want to pay for the poor people's health care?
No, I don't. I don't think that we're doing this ass backwards. We're telling the rich to pay more for a government that consistently does less. So just like you have kids, I have kids. Do you reward bad behavior?
But
we're giving more money for bad behavior.
But let's keep it in the real terms. The reason Obama's raising your taxes and my taxes substantially is to pay for people's health insurance who can't pay or won't pay for their own.
But that's just the tip of it.
But do you mind that? Do you mind that?
I mind the assumption being that paying a top rate already, that I have to pay more to fund your vision for America. So I mind that.
But again, our money ostensibly, this is what the president is saying, is going to go to help people with no health insurance.
It's a slippery slope, Bill.
Right.
The bottom line is...
I got the slippery slope, but if we object to it, we're mean. We're mean.
I know. That's how it's portrayed.
Right.
Oh, those mean capitalist bastards, and they really... The fact of the matter is, you're as clueless as you are mean than not asking where this money is going.
This is just red meat for guys like you and me.
Yeah.
I mean, Feinstein's not the worst of them, by the way. She's usually pretty level-headed.
Sure.
But
well, she's got a lot of time to think as she's flying in her husband's private jet all the way across.
They're wealthy people,
sure.
But she's not irresponsible. But there seems to be an undercurrent on the left, maybe you can explain this to me, that they just want to do damage to people who have protected us for the last 7 years, 8 years. They want to hurt the people, the CIA, the military, the Bush administration, whatever it might be. They want to hurt them. The people that have kept us safe. I just can't get it. I'm not getting it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if they want to hurt. I don't think that's her intention. If you're saying that she's
Well, why launch a... Panetta doesn't want this, new CIA chief. He doesn't want this investigation.
Because they have a fundamental... I think they have a screw loose, and they have a fundamental misunderstanding. I mean, for them to launch an investigation at this point, they've been briefed. The whole time they've been briefed. They know exactly what was going on. They knew what was going on. These are the people that, had a hard time defining
But they didn't know
torture.
what some guy in Lebanon was doing, or some guy, that's what they want.
That's why I think that we should just, if we're going to torture, we should torture.
There's got to be a reason why Feinstein and Pelosi and Leahy and all of these far-left loons want to do damage to the country. This hurts the United States.
Yes.
You know who the happiest people in the world are on a CIA investigation? Al-Qaeda. They're the happiest people. Yeah, let's find out what the CIA's up to. Who does it help? It helps Al-Qaeda.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that these guys might be un-American?
I'm not saying un-American. I would never say that. I'm saying misguided severely. And maybe should be tortured.
Who gets to do that?
We'll play your show for them. That would be really torture.
Really? Would that be?
We'll let them sit through the
Now they have to watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
Because that might...
And we'll strap them to the chair.
See what's happening here? Because they're fundamentally misguided.
Yes.
They believe that everybody should have sunshine and lollipops, and everybody could, if we just sit down and talk with everybody, we'll be okay. That's their goal.
Right,
the other option is here, Bill, is that they are leftist Marxists that would like to destroy the United States of America. But that'd be crazy.